Are you trying to dominate your fantasy football league? Do you want so many championship rings it's impossible to sign autographs? Well, crack open a beer, pour yourself a glass of bourbon, and settle in, because you've come to the right place. Welcome to Hammercast.
Welcome to the Hammercast Network. On this special edition, we are going over some Devy players. So we're looking at college football guys, incoming top 2024 Devy running backs. And for this episode, this is going to be a series. We're just going to be working on some guys that I think that you can grab later in rounds. And early, we're going to talk about those guys, but I don't want to give you Travion Henderson or Donovan Edwards. Those are the guys that we hear a lot about, right? We're going to be talking about some under the radar running backs that you guys could grab later in your Devy drafts or your Campus to Canton drafts, and you could really kind of get some value for these guys. So we're going to go three today. So the first one is Alvinston. He is 6'1", 215, and he is a monster, guys. His college, he's going to Notre Dame, so he just got selected to college. He's running back 14 according to 247 Sports. But if you look at this kid, I'm going to show you guys his highlights, his tape here in a little bit. Man, he is a hell of a running back, and he's a load, right? Like he already had 522 attempts in prep school, almost 4,000 yards, 50 touchdowns. In high school. He had 32 receptions, 304 yards, and 4 touchdowns. He actually wasn't that bad through the air. He was actually okay receiver. So when you're looking at him and you're looking at his tape, his scouting profile, great contact balance. You're going to see that. His strength, okay, and that's kind of the key to his game. He's a big load, positive gains. So when you're watching him, he doesn't take a lot of negative losses. He has a one-cut ability, too. He's not going to be the fastest guy. So when we watch this tape, we'll see that. He's not going to be one of those guys that you're like, man, that guy can quick and go. But he does have a one-cut ability, and he has quick bursts, and he's got vision and footwork. One of the things I always look at with running backs, especially running backs maybe his size, is how well do they use their vision and footwork between the tackles, and he does a really good job of that. You'll notice he hits holes fast, he has that one-cut ability, and he's gone. And it's really awesome to see, and he's got that short yardage back going for him. He's going to score touchdowns. So if you're in a Campus Can't League, this is your guy, especially with that backfield. I know Kyron Williams is there in Notre Dame, but I think he'll get some work here at the early part of the year, and we'll see if he's going to be able to get into Brian Kelly's kind of not his doghouse like most freshmen do for some reason, and he'll be able to basically be that bell cow, maybe that goal line back. So let's take a look at some of his highlight film from high school. You'll notice, like I said, he does have some burst, and you'll see he's a big load. He's 6'1", 215, and he does have some breakaway speed. Now, again, talent-wise, we'll see. You'll see him here. He finds him, boom, one cut. He sees that hole to the outside. He shows enough athleticism to jump over a guy, scores a touchdown. And again, with all these guys, you'll see it. Watch his vision. Boom, cut back. And he's got good athleticism, and he's a load to bring down. Now, when you're watching this, you got to really recognize that some of these teams aren't the best. So when we're talking about high school talent, he did play against some good high school talent, but some not so much. But you'll notice he's going to be that goal line and that short yardage back, and it's hard to bring him down. I really think his breaking tackle ability is one of those things that kind of going to lead him apart, but he's athletic too. So I think he's getting really underrated by some of the Devy community and some of the other people like the scouting 247 Sports, because I just think that, they look at Notre Dame, they see him as running back 14. He might actually get more playing time than some of these guys we see in the top 10. So Odrick is a guy that you're going to have to try to grab. As far as his ADP and where he's going right now, he's actually not really going in the top 15. I haven't seen him go. The most recent draft I've seen him go in a Campus Canton League, he went as running back or in around 18-19 range. So as far as Campus Canton, you can get him pretty late, and I think you can get a pretty good return on your investment and value-wise. As Devy, you got to take a shot. If you want to take a shot on some of these freshmen, this might be a guy that you want to take a shot on, depending on how deep your Devy league is. Or he's a guy at least to keep on your radar right now. This is the kind of guy you draft now, that way that you have him on your roster. But you'll see just his strength, guys. He's a lot of fun to watch. You watch his tape, you watch his ability. Look at that quarterback throwing that block. That'd be poor QB, but he has it. Okay, he has that ability, and just like you saw on the tape right there, contact balance, strength, one-cut ability, vision, and footwork. And he's coming into a pretty good spot. Him and Tyler Buchner is there, the quarterback they just got from Notre Dame. They have a great offense. If Jordan Johnson can get on the field as a wide receiver, look for him to kind of step up and be that guy. Now, my next running back that we're going to be talking about is a guy that I have fallen in love with, and his name is Phil Moffa. He's 6'1", 215, ironically, just like I asked him. He's prep school, 288 attempts, 2,500 yards, 37 touchdowns on the ground, 20 receptions, 284 yards, and 4 touchdowns through the air. He's running back 8 right now, according to 247 Sports, and he's going to Clemson. And surprisingly, Clemson is going to have some opportunity for these young running backs to play. It's going to be basically him and Will Shipley. Now, I know this is high praise, but I kind of compare Will Shipley and Moffa to kind of Lindale White and Reggie Bush from back in the USC days. I could see them being that lightning and thunder. Moffa's going to be that goal line guy that can score, and Shipley's going to be that bouncer. Hey, can long yards, breaks off big runs. When you watch Moffa, I think that he has incredible contact balance. Again, he's really, him and Audrey Esteem is basically kind of the same runner. You'll notice they have a little bit of different abilities, but hey, his strength is there. Jump cut. I love his jump cut, and I loved kind of what he did in high school with that jump cut. Vision, footwork, again, huge for me. I'm a big vision guy, and Moffa shows that, and I think that he is getting underrated right now as far as where he is going. He's a short yardage back. He has that. So let's take a look at Moffa, and we're going to look at his film. And again, you'll notice one cut, boom, he's gone. He hits that hole fast. I would actually argue that Moffa's probably going to be a little bit faster than who we just watched, Audric Esteen, right? He does have that ability. This is a good viewpoint. Boom, one cut. He finds that hole. He's able to break it to the outside. Okay, he does his stutter steps, and he's strong. Not every run's going to be a breakoff. I like to show some other ones there. But again, he does have enough side to turn that corner and go. And that's what I like to see, especially even at the high school level. He has good vision. You'll see him there. One cut, finds his hole, and again is off to the races. And I think he has that ability to hit it. And that was a terrible angle by the safety, but he still had that ability. And I just love seeing his vision. You'll see it here. Okay, as he grows and as he basically becomes a better runner in college and gets more experience, it's only going to get better. You really can't teach vision, I don't really feel like. And he has that ability already. As far as where he's going, I've seen him go as high as 8th, 9th, 10th round in C2C and Devy leagues. I think he does have ability here to catch some passes too. I think that's an underrated part of his game. But when you watch him, I just don't see any really weaknesses that he's going to really have. And he's coming into a very favorable situation. Clemson's offense is kind of retooling a little bit. I think they are going to look to run a little bit more. Their wide receiver, they have some hurt. They have some other issues there. But, look at that run. That was just beautiful. When you watch him do his cut, his vision. Phil Moffa is a guy that I'm high on. He's one of my top running backs of this class, and I think he's going to vault himself into that category. I know he's there with Will Shipley, who's another high running back rated in that class. But get Moffa now at his price, because especially in Campus Camp leagues, he is going to get some runs and is going to score some touchdowns. And Moffa is one of my biggest sleepers of this class. Now, another guy that I was watching, and I have a lot of guys that I respect, guys that I really, truly respect to talk about him, and that is Travion Cooley. And he's going to be the running back going to Louisville. Now, this is a little deeper. He's currently rated as running back 19. He didn't play his senior year because of COVID. So North Carolina didn't get it out there. So he has had a year off. So everything you got to keep those in perspective. Right now, he's at 5'11", 208. His prep school stats, 224 attempts, 1,900 yards, 21 touchdowns. He doesn't really have that receiving ability. We didn't really see that in high school. So that is something to keep in mind when we're thinking about, hey, can this guy get him to the next level? I love his size, 5'11", 208. I do like that. Now, as far as his scouting profile, he doesn't have as many, I don't feel like, strengths that we saw. He does have speed, though. So of the three guys here we're talking about, I believe he has the kind of the quickest speed and the long speed. Lateral quickness is pretty good. You watch him in the line of scrimmage, how he cuts, where he moves. He has quick bursts, too. So these are three things that when you watch his tape, I think will fit well. Louisville's also retooling. So they lost Javian Hawkins. They basically are resetting that whole offense. I can see him getting a run. They have a lot of running backs at Louisville right now. So, again, you're trying to determine whether or not is he going to get a lot of playing time early? Maybe. He'll compete. But this is a guy that definitely later round. Okay, this is a guy that is still going in that 9, 10, 11, 12 range, depending on who's in your draft, because they may like him. But he is somebody that is going to be a little bit more of a risk. But I think his reward where he's at Louisville with not as much talent around him, I think he really could be a great value. So let's take a look at his tape. So when you're watching him, what you're going to see, again, quickness, lateral quickness, boom, burst through the line. You guys always got to be careful with talent. Like, that linebacker took a terrible route, not the greatest linebacker in the world. But when you just watch his tape, you'll see him. Okay, he bursts through that line. He's quick. He can get to the next level, and he's going to burn by you. And he's got some strength. It's not amazing, but he does fit it pretty well. Again, when you're watching him, I just like to see kind of his vision and what he has. The speed thing is for me. Listen, I'm a speed guy. I will tell you I'm a speed snobist when it comes to my running backs. I like speed. So the last two guys, they have it, but not that incredible speed. I think Cooley could be that guy that has that extra level and get by, the defenders, safeties, those type of things. He's got great one cut. I just love his vision. You'll notice about me as we watch more of these, vision is key. And for me, he has that. So if I'm drafting a guy in this late 8, 9, 10, 11 round, and he has the vision and the ability to kind of break free, those are the guys I'm looking at, especially when we're talking about Devy running backs, because, hey, Devy running backs are one of the toughest positions to go. When you go through 247 sports and you're looking at, like, hey, where are these guys going? How well do they translate over? There's so many misses. So these are 3 guys, and I'm going to go through them again here, that I think have a good value for you guys in your Devy drafts and your C2C drafts. So first one was Audrey's team, going to Notre Dame, running back 14, absolute load. Grab this guy. Okay, this is a guy that I think actually has probably highest potential. Him and Moffa very close if we're talking about guys around that running back 8 to 10 to 20 range. Moffa, okay, Phil Moffa going to Clemson, running back 8, okay, according to 247 Sports. Huge build, jump cut, vision. And then we have Cooley, who we just mentioned, okay, and he's a little bit more of an outlier, but he's the outlier that I wouldn't mind taking a shot on. So of these guys, when we're talking about Devy running backs, these are 3 guys coming in 2024 class that have that shot, have that ability, playing time, speed, technique, and just opportunity. Do they have the opportunity? And the biggest key is the vision. The vision for me is the number one thing that I love to see these guys. And those are my 3 guys. Now we're going to continue this. I'm really looking at other positions that I like, other stuff, but be sure, please, if you watch on YouTube, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're going to keep these quick, short. These are the 2024 Devy running backs that I would be taking a shot on.
Did you get all that? If not, make sure you head over to Hammercast.com, subscribe, and join the Hammer Nation. Until next time, keep grinding.